Hi everyone, I got our video for you. This one's ranking every team starting running back this time. It's the same thing, different quarterbacks. I'm gonna up ESPN for every team starting running back because some teams have running back battle. We don't know for sure it'll be, so that's what I went off of. For Tyler Jenkins, I did factor in if they'll be in a running back pick committee. Like, is there no be in our running back like getting a decent amount of snaps? Could factor into the rankings is like they might not have a good year, so they factor that in a little bit. So that might be why some of these guys are a little lower than you expected. But let's get this started. First off, number 32, we got Jerome Ford of the Cleveland Browns. You're to start out pretty quick with a team that's probably new in my committee. If it wasn't for Sean Jenkins' arrest recently, he probably would have been the starter. I would think. I didn't check it before that happened. Probably would have been. Jenkins would have been a little higher. I am higher on him than some of these guys. Ford, not as high on as Jenkins. And Jenkins probably, you'd think Jenkins would be a decent amount of carries eventually. And they did draft Dalen Sampson as well. So they got multiple young recent draft pick running backs. They probably might get some playing time in eventually. So Ford probably won't be starting all season. And if it does, he probably won't be getting many amount of carries. There'll be other guys getting a decent amount of carries. And he'll be getting good quarterback play most likely. So that also will not help him. Our 31, we got our first rookie. We got RJ Harvey of the Broncos. I was really high in this running back class. I'm just not super high on him. And I found these guys in front of him, I feel like, are a little more proven. He might end up being really good. I'm not saying he won't. It's going his rookie year. Him having learned a new system, I think he will be a little lower. I think he managed to be a good running back. As of now, I have him low behind some more proven guys. Some of these guys in front of him also have some good offensive line. Broncos have good O-line as well, but some of these other teams as well have some. So yeah, number 30, you got Javonte Williams of the Dallas Cowboys now. So yeah, former Bronco running back. He's had some decent years. He has still fumble problems in recent years. Broncos have been trying to find a replacement. They finally let him walk the ball and say finally because this rookie deal is finally up. It's not like they've been bringing him back. I guess they kind of have. There's still some injuries, still some fumble problems. He's on a new team with the Cowboys. See what happens there. The Cowboys in recent years have had a running back committee. They'd like to have two running backs. They do have Miles Sanders. They did draft Jalen Blue. They did draft Deuce Vaughn last year. So they got some other running backs they might want to put on there on carries. And they also have a good O-line. They have good O-line. The Cowboys are usually pretty good at drafting and developing O-line. So that's part of the reason why as well. I still put him over Harvey, even though Harvey probably can being the main starter all year, unless they have a guy come out of nowhere, maybe J.K. Dobbins or Edric Estime. But Dobbins is always injured as well for Broncos. But yeah, 30 got Javonte Williams. Number 29 got Jalen Warren of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Another guy on a team that has really liked to do a running back committee in recent years. They did lose. They did lot Najee Harris walk, who you'll see in a few minutes, a little bit. But they do like to do a running back committee. Though they drafted Caleb Johnson this year, who I like. He's a good power back, so he can pair well with Warren, who's more of a speedy guy. Johnson can hopefully be a good replacement for Harris. They did add Kenneth Gainwell as a depth guy. They had Trey Sermon. So he has some other good running backs, which I kind of factored into that. And he's also never been the main guy. Like he's been like the 1B number two, I guess you can say. Then because Harris has always been the number one. If you can get Caleb Johnson have a great rookie year and be that number one again, I feel like that'd be a better place for Warren. Warren's still a good running back though. These are none of these running backs are terrible starter wise. Some of them are obviously worse than others. Most of these guys are decent. There's some good upside. Or 28, got Ramondre Stevenson of New England Patriots, another team who drafted a running back this year. Like a lot of these teams that are lower on these rankings drafted running backs just because this running back class is really good. Yeah, Stevenson, our guy's dealt with some fumble problems in the past, but he's been all right. Doesn't help. Doesn't have a great line as well. And then they also drafted Travion Henderson the second, so I also don't want him to get a lot of carries. Variable doesn't have connection. No, he didn't draft Stevenson versus he drafted Henderson. They still have Antonio Gibson they added last off season. So they got three guys who can get some carries, mainly Henderson over Gibson competing with Stevenson, but they still do have Gibson. But Stevenson's a good running back. Hopefully he can be good. Backfield, he can be good next to Drake May this year. Because more weapon space and get Drake May, the better. I'm not a Patriots fan, but I hate to see rookie quarterbacks skilling no weapons and have a bad career because they had a terrible situation around them. So let's see Stevenson can be good for them. From 27, got in second year back, got Tyron Tracy of the New York Giants. He didn't start all season last year. Devin Singletary is the start of the season, so Singletary is still on the team. Could get some carries. Tasty. Once he did start, he showed a lot of flashes. He on only 192 carries, he had 839 rushing yards and 5 TDs. So he did a good rookie year, especially for a fifth round pick. Behind an inconsistent line with Andrew Thomas missing time due to injury. Do decent year. Specifically, Giants might want to get carries Devin Singletary. They drafted Cam Scadwell out of Arizona State, who I really like, so he'll probably fight his way to carries. So it's like a lot of these guys on the bottom slide are in running back committee, which kind of hurt them. Like some of these guys might still be on this bottom slide, but definitely hurt them a couple spots. If they have some other guys that can compete with them for spots, like if they're way better than number two, that might help them. It's like when the running back committee hurts them a little bit just because they won't be getting all the carries all season. So back to that. Round 26, yeah, another running back changed teams this last offseason. Got Najee Harris of now the LA Chargers. This was, like everybody, not a lot of people really like him. Don't really hear a lot of good things about him. He's a good running back. He's had 1,000 yards every year of his career. It's kind of crazy just because nobody thinks he's good. And yeah, he's a good running back. He's joining the Chargers. They got a good line. Part of him being on the bottom side is they drafted Marion Hampton in the first round. Like when you draft a running back in the first round, you don't want to get him a lot of carries. So that factored in to Harris being number 26, not a little higher. If they didn't draft Marion Hampton, it was just Harris. Might have him a couple spots higher. Not too much, just because we've seen Harris has done the best when he has another guy can take some carries off him in the backfield. I just feel like they drafted Hampton the first. They don't want to give him a decent amount of carries. I would not be surprised if by the end of the season, Hampton ends up being their main starter running back. So, yeah. That's it for this side. Next up at 25, we got Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Another guy who was in a running back by committee. Like, I definitely could have done it higher. It's not just him. The whole Jaguars have been inconsistent. But like he's dealt with a lot of injuries in recent years. He's got a good running back behind him in Tank Bigsby. So yeah, like in recent, like he only had 150 carries his last season, which is over 100 less than the previous year. He only had 558 yards, rushing yards. He did have 250 receiving. He's just dealt with injuries. He hasn't been super consistent, and he's got a good running back behind him as well in Tank Bigsby. I feel like it also takes some good amount of carries away from him because this last year Bigsby had more rushing yards than him in one more game. But still, yeah, I didn't realize it was how that Bigsby had more rushing yards. Not saying Bigsby's better, but yeah, so that's definitely it. But Etienne's still a good running back. Just has dealt with some injuries and all that stuff. 24 got Ryan Robinson of the Washington Commanders. I thought they might have had Austin Ekeler listed as their starter just because he does play a lot for them too, but they had Brian Robinson listed as their starter, so that's why I had in this rankings. Ekeler probably be around the same, maybe a little lower just because Ekeler is getting up there and he might start declining. Robinson's a good running back. It's been really good for Commanders the last few years. Should get a new contract soon. But yeah, just like how many carries does Ekeler take away from him? Maybe he ends up being the main guy just because Ekeler is getting older. He's got a good quarterback next to him, Jaden Daniels, which also does help because then the defense will be focusing entirely on him. Yeah. Number 23, you got Kenneth Walker of the Seattle Seahawks. Another guy on a team that likes to do two running backs is they got Zach Charbonnet behind him. And they keep on saying if they have a number two running back that's going to take a decent amount of carries around him, I don't know, to take him down the rankings a little bit. Like if I didn't factor that in, Walker would be up higher. But I do. Walker's still a good running back. It's just how much because like they really do like to give Charbonnet carries. So that's not will take away carries from him, obviously. And he is going to his final rookie year of his rookie deal. So they want to see whether they've sure gotten Charbonnet a little more if Walker struggles, and they want to see what they have Charbonnet next year. But yeah, number 23, you got Walker. Then number 22, got DeAndre Swift of Chicago Bears. Guy who has changed teams the last offseason. Yeah, he had a good year for them. Let me look what his stats were here. Yeah, he had just under. He was literally 40, a little over 40 yards away from 1,000-yard rushing. He had a good year for the Bears, especially behind a pretty inconsistent line in Chicago. He only had 90 less yards than did last year in Philly with a way better O line. And Bears should have much better interior O line than they did last year with Tony Dahlman brought in. We'll see how he does. They don't really seem to like Roshan Johnson too much, but Ben Johnson does really like to have play two running backs. They saw it these last couple of years in Detroit with Jahmyr Gibbs and Jordan Montgomery. Why am I blanking on his name right now? I can literally see his name. David Montgomery. Sorry about that. So we'll like this. So he's showing he's done that. So maybe he wants to give some carries to Roshan Johnson. We've seen Travis Homer can be a decent backup running back at times. They also drafted Kyle Maligalai. He was a seventh round pick. So it's not super high in him, but he still was drafted in a really running back class. So we'll see what happens there. Number 21, got another guy in running back committee. Got Aaron Jones on the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, he had a really good year last year. He had over 1,000 yards. He played every game. As a Vikings fan, though, like he played every game, but he missed parts of lots of games due to injury. So, like, if you just look at his stats, it's like 17 games played. But if like you've missed time during a lot of games, and then he is getting up there for a running back. He is our 30 right now. They added Jordan Mason. So I feel like there's a chance Mason ends up taking over the starting job from him by the end of the year. I'm not saying that's sure happen. I'm saying there's a decent chance they might want to stay with Jones for a while at least, just so they have that veteran next to McCarthy going to his technically might as well be his rookie year since he didn't play all last season due to that injury. But Jones can be a good running back. If it wasn't for that Mason, I would have Jones a little higher. Number 20 got Bucky Irving of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Guy who took Rashad White's job middle of the season, and he did good and did not give it back. Like he took it and ran with it. Good on him. He had a good rookie year. Makes a lot of weapons. Like it doesn't tell me how many games he started, but he didn't start all year. But he had over 1,100 yards. Just feel like Bucks still might want to give Rashad White some carries just because they have liked him in the past. We'll see what happens. They do have another new OC for the third straight season. So how much does that factor into as well? Even though it's just his second OC in his second year because he's only been in the league for now 2 seasons. But he could be a good running back. Like all these running backs at this point are all good and pretty good. Number 19 got Tony Pollard of the Tennessee Titans. Kind of seems like the first guy in a little bit that won't really have to worry about that much about a guy getting that many more carries. Like Tyjae Spears, I feel like can get some carries from him, but I don't think it's a huge worry. Like I feel like unless Pollard gets injured, he's only getting a good majority of the carries. Spears shouldn't take that much from him unless he needs a rest. But Pollard, he had a good year with Titans last year. They invested in their tier line to help him, and now Cam Ward. Should have more consistent quarterback play, which should help as well. So he should have a good season there. There were 18 guys. Isaiah Pacheco of the Kansas City Chiefs. It's not like a for sure running back committee thing, but they have shown they really do like to play multiple running backs. Like part of the reason they played multiple running backs last year was due to Pacheco's injury. Like when Pacheco was healthy start of the season, he was really the only one playing much. But then he got injured, missed a lot of the season early, and then he just Kareem Hunt did good, and then took some job away. And they brought back Kareem Hunt, so he's still there. Pacheco's a good running back. Just can he stay healthy? And how much does Kareem Hunt take his carries away this upcoming season? Number 17 got Brees Hall of the New York Jets. He's been good. Like he's been good with an inconsistent quarterback next to him his whole career. He's dealt with some injuries, but when he's healthy, he's good. He had just under 900 yards last year with over 200 carries, which isn't the greatest, but he's still close to 1,000 yards. Well, he also does have a guy like Braylon Allen who had a good rookie year next to him that can take away some carries, but pretty solid. Still a good running back. Hopefully, Fields can give him some consistent quarterback play next year. Number 16 got Chuba Hubba Hubbard of the Carolina Panthers. Um, yeah, he had a breakout year last year. Like they drafted Jonathan Brooks in the second round, but well, Brooks missed a lot last season due to injury. But like even like Chuba Hubbard made it worth them extending him even after just that second round pick in Brooks. He had a great year. He had almost 1,200 yards and 250 carries. He had 10 rushing TDs. He had a great year. I feel like he might get not a huge factor because I feel like he's a lot better than Dowdle, but Rico Dowdle probably take a little bit of his carries away just because he is a good running back as well. But all these running backs are pretty good at this point, as I said before. Yeah, listen for the side. Next up, we got number 15. We got Kyren Williams of the LA Rams. So yeah, it was close between him and Kamara. I could have had more Kamara. Went to Kamara just because Kamara's better pass catching, and yes, Williams is young. He's only in his third year, and he barely played his rookie year. But he's also been running to the ground. You gotta say he's been given a ton of carries over his career, and like run. And they did draft Blake Corum in the third round, this 2024 draft. So probably getting some playing time away from him. But yeah, Williams, he's still good. Just I feel like Kamara's a little more proven, and a little better in my opinion, but it's close. So yeah, that's it for him. Number 14, like I just said, we got Alvin Kamara, the New Orleans Saints. Yeah, like he was one of the few consistent players on that offense last year. Partially just due to it seems like all their other weapons got injured throughout last season. That was part of the reason why he's the only consistent guy because he played, excuse me, 14 games, which is an all season, but still most of it. He was so close to having his first 1,000 yard rushing season. He had 1,000 total yards from those streaming yards. Yeah, good year. See how he does next to my 32nd ranked starting quarterback in Tyler Shuck. But they did draft Kevin Banks. They got a young Taliese Fuanga who should get better. They got Eric McCoy hopefully back on next season. So they should have a little bit better O-line as well. So yeah, number 13 got Joe Mixon, the Houston Texans. Yeah, he had a good year last year, and he missed 3 games as well. He had a good year last year, and he had just has CJ Stroud. He had a terrible line in front of him. Not like he had good protection. He had a really good year. It's one of the few outside of those 3 games he missed. He was healthy and was good for CJ Stroud next to him. Should have another good year. Hopefully, he can stay healthy and the Texans can get a better interior line in general. They completely revamped that line. They did add Nick Chubb, who might take away some carries, but Chubb, he's still good, but he's not as good as he used to be due to some injuries, sadly. Yeah. Number 12, I got the guy who replaced him in Cincinnati. You got Chase Brown, the Cincinnati Bengals. Another rookie running back last year who wasn't a starter this last season. It was why am I just blanking on his name? I literally just saw it. Zach Moss, who they brought in last offseason as well. But yeah, once he got the starting job, he took it and he did good. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, like he on 229 carries, he had just 990 yards. He had a really good year. If he had, if he had been started all season, he probably would have broken. You would think he would have gone 1,000 yards. And yeah, like hopefully the Bengals can get a better line. Old tier line can be a little better protecting him, getting some more yards. But yeah, he was good. Number 11, we got James Conner of the Arizona Cardinals. He's ever since he went there from the Steelers, he's been good and consistent for them. Like he's getting a little up there. He is 30 already at this point. Doesn't seem like he's been in the league that long, but he has. He is 30. But yeah, he's been good. He did only in three more games in the previous season. He did have less than 100 more yards. So we'll see how he does if he's like I said, he's getting older. They do have Trey Benson who might get some carries. But I still feel like he is a good running back. Number 10 got a rookie. We got Ashton Genty of the Las Vegas Raiders. So like I feel like he's gonna have a really good rookie year. Just to be honest, it's just I didn't want to rank him super high just because he is still a rookie. Like I don't want rookies too high. Could have ranked him in front of James Cook, partially just because Cook is holding out for a new contract. So who knows if Cook's gonna be completely ready for start season, if he's gonna be on the Bills. But yeah, I feel like Jen just had a really good rookie year for the Raiders. Number 9, I got James Cook of the Bills. It was tough ranking him just because how much does this contract hold out on a factor in his playing? Because we've seen some years like when guys hold out late into the off season or even into training camp, they sometimes struggle to start a season or or some maybe that's insanely good because they got going for the new contract. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Cook there. Number 8 got Devon A-Chain of the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, like could have ranked him in front of Jahmyr Gibbs. I feel like Jahmyr Gibbs is a better running back. It's just Gibbs is going to be competing with David Montgomery for carries. So I might have that because I could have good Gibbs a little under him, but I didn't. A-Chain's been good for the Dolphins the last 2 years. Like in fantasy, his rookie year, like I picked him up late and he was good for me, so I like him. We'll see what happens. His line is not going to be that good again. They lost Ron Round, so we'll see what happens with Tua's health. But yeah, number 7 got Jahmyr Gibbs with the Detroit Lions. Like if it was just him in that backfield and he wasn't competing for carries with David Montgomery, I probably would have ranked him in front of Christian McCaffrey just because of McCaffrey's injury questions, which is why McCaffrey ranked at only 6. It's like probably hasn't been ranked as a running back in a long time. He gives a really good running back. He had a really good sophomore season after having a good rookie year. See if he can keep on getting better and take more and more carries away from Montgomery. Number 6 got CMC, Christian McCaffrey of the 49ers. Like if I wasn't factoring in potential injury risk, I probably would have had him in the top 5. It's just he's coming off missing almost all of last season last year. He didn't look they're exactly the same, but it's hard to come back from injury mid-season. And though exactly as good as he was last year, he's still good running back. But like if I wasn't worried about injury stuff, I would have him probably have him ranked in the top 5. But hopefully he can stay healthy and be good again. He is also getting older, so like some of these running backs can start declining pretty quick. And he has his whole time in the Niners has been pretty healthy until last year. But with time with the Panthers, he did deal with a lot of injuries. So we'll see if he can stay healthy still. But yeah, that's it for him. Now let's go top 5. Number 5 got Jonathan Taylor, the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, he has been as good as when he won the rushing title a couple years ago, but he's still a really good running back. We'll see how he does with Ryan Kelly and Will Fry's gone. Will Fry's missed a lot both those guys missed on the last season due to injury, but at least he still had them in front of him. I'm still decent amount higher on those guys than Tanner Bordolini and Matt Goncalves. No offense to them, but I just feel like those are worse guys for him to be in front of. Braden Smith has had some injury issues in recent years. I still feel like he's a really good running back there. Number 4, got Josh Jacobs of the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, he went there from Las Vegas last year. He had a great year. He was Yeah, he was really good for them. Big factor in them making it to the playoffs again. He had over 1,300 yards. Like, if it wasn't for two of the top three running backs in these rankings, also leaving and signing with new teams in last year's free agency, I feel like we talk about Jacobs being that good of a signing a lot more. It's just Derrick Henry and Barkley were in that same free agency class. They had even better years. Like, Jacobs wasn't even the second best running back signing last offseason. And he was a great signing. Like, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, Jake Gibbs had a great year though. Number three, got Derrick Henry of the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, like I could have ranked him number two. Like if I was just going based off last year, he would be number two. He had an insane year for how old he was. Also, kind of saying that he had that good of a year and he wasn't. He didn't even lead the league in rushing yards. Like he had over 1,900 rushing yards, and he didn't lead the league in rushing yards because Saquon Barkley had 2,000. Like that's crazy. That's the first time in NFL history running back over 1,900 rushing yards and didn't lead the league in it. He had a really good year. I mean, he could be on the decline a little bit. He has the last couple of years, the Titans did deal with injuries as well. He has 31. And I feel like Bijan, he's been really good running backs first 2 seasons. He could still be getting better. So I moved Bijan over Henry. So number two, we got Bijan Robinson, Atlanta Falcons. So yeah, he's been really good. He's been really good for him in his first 2 years after getting drafted eighth. So yeah, he was only behind Henry and Barkley in rushing yards. He was almost 500 yards behind Henry, but 1,456 rushing yards is still pretty good. It's just last year in some insane rushing seasons. He had also had 14 rushing touchdowns. So he had a really good year. Felt like he could be on, still be getting better. I don't know how much better he can be because he's already really good, but he's good to get her. Should be getting some more consistent QB play with Michael Penix Jr. Hopefully starting all year instead of Kirk Cousins. It was only good against the Buccaneers last year. Still got a great still got a good line in front of him. So yeah, number one, this was pretty easy. Saquon Barkley, the Philadelphia Eagles. He was insane last year. Like some of the runs he had last year were so fun to watch. Like that playoff game against the Rams, like in the snow. I watched that live. It was really fun to watch. That backwards hurdle over the Jaguars, that was fun to watch. Just like he had so many highlights that last season. He had over 2,000 rushing yards. He had 13 TDs. He was great. These should. I don't think he have over 2,000 yards again, just because that's really hard to do 2 years in a row. It's hard to do it once, let alone twice. But he did lose. He is losing Mekhi Becton in front of him, but the Eagles are insanely good at drafting and developing no line. So knowing them, Tyler Steens don't be just as good. Not saying for sure, but there's a decent chance of it because the Eagles always seem to find those guys. But guys, that's all me for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one.